Alrighty guys, we're back for some Mono Black Sacrifice, and this is a Lost Caverns of Ixalan standard brew. Let's go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. Rocking Greedy Freebooter in here. If you guys can't tell, I'm skipping the rest of the intro nonsense, at least for this week, so let me know what you think of the shorter intros down in the comments. So, Greedy Freebooter is a 1-mana 1/1 human pirate. When Greedy Freebooter dies, scry 1 and create a treasure token. Nice. Seems pretty good, man. Also, in the 1-drop spot, we have 2 Faerie Dreamthiefs. This is a 1-mana 1/1 with flying. When it ETBs, you surveil 1. Nice. When you surveil, you look at the top card of your library. You may put it into your graveyard. So for 2 and a black, you can exile Faerie Dreamthief from your graveyard. You draw a card, and you lose 1 life. Helping keep our hand nice and stocked in that mid to late game isn't half bad, guys. This card is actually pretty good every time I played with it. Couple Tenacious Underdogs here, not minding if it gets into the graveyard is going to be important for a sacrifice build, right? We got Tarrian's Journal here. This is a 2-mana legendary artifact. You can tap it, sacrifice another artifact or creature, draw a card, activate only as a sorcery. Okay, so we do have some decent creatures to send off with this, like the Freebooter, for example, right? But we also have some good artifacts to send off with this, too. Like the Mephitic Draught. Something like that. A 2-mana artifact. When Mephitic Draught enters the battlefield or is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So when you play this, you draw a card, lose a life. When you sacrifice it to something like Journal, you draw a card and lose 1 life as well. So keeping your hand nice and stocked up. Which reminds me, guys, this was actually a suggestion down in the comments, so thank you so much for the suggestion. This one took me a while to put together, but we finally got to it. So we got a 3 go for the throats as well as 3 cut downs as our choice spot removal. Guys, this can totally be your removal of choice, whatever meta you're seeing. I think right now for what I'm going up against, go for the throats and cut downs are going to be completely fine. We got 3 Fanatical Offerings here as well as a 2-mana instant speed as an additional cost to cast a spell. Sacrifice an artifact or a creature. Nice. Draw 2 cards, then create a map token. Man, I wish that said treasure token, but it doesn't, and that's totally fine. They do play well off of each other. The map token can always be sacrificed to the next Fanatical Offering. Yeah, a lot of great card draw in this build so far, huh? So we do have all 4 Sheoldreds in here. Who cares if it's legendary, man? It's so friggin' strong. And then with all the extra card draw too, yeah, when you have Sheoldred down and you're playing like a drought, instead of losing that 1 life, you're just gaining that 1 life instead, since Sheoldred has you gained the 2, so. Just some value cards packed in with all 4 Graveyard Trespassers, and I do wonder if we just want more 3-drops that actually fits like the whole sacrifice theme. But at the very least, you can always pick up like the creatures you've sacrificed out of the grave if you need more life or whatever the situation calls for, right? Because some of our creatures don't mind being in the grave, like that Tenacious Underdog or even the Dream Thief if we want to use that bottom ability on that too. But you never know, life gain might be a little bit better, and so picking those out of your grave with Trespasser. Of course, we'd much rather be picking the opponent's creatures out of the grave regardless. So we have a 1 Lord Skitter in here, generating some rat tokens to sacrifice isn't half bad, but more graveyard hate could go a long way as well. Got a couple of Braids, Arisen Nightmares, 3 mana, 3/3, legendary creature at the beginning of your end step. You may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. So more ways to draw cards, guys. It's going to be super interesting to see like how stocked our hand actually is able to be in a build like this, right? We do, I already talked about Sheoldred. We do have a top end with a single Gix's Command and a single Aclazotz, a Deepest Betrayal as well. Not doing anything like too fancy with this. Like we're not having our opponent discard even more cards and stuff. Like we don't have Liliana in the build, right? But like Graveyard Trespasser ward cost is at the very least discard a card, right? So it's just chilling on the top end. I actually just really like this in general too, because when it dies, you know, you get that land, which isn't half bad. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much it does on the top end. Maybe we just want like a second Gix's Command instead, right? The Gix's Command is one that we've been seeing more of recently, but I'm going to go over it just in case. So it's a 5-mana sorcery. You get to choose 2 of these. So you can put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature. Or it doesn't say target creature, it just says up to 1 creature, but you guys get the point. It gains a lifelink until end of turn. Nice. The number of times we've seen opponents slam that lifelink on a Sheoldred is heartbreaking, guys. But that is a line of play. Turn 4 Sheoldred, turn 5 Gix's Command, gain a bunch of life, you know? So, or you can destroy each creature with power 2 or less. Return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, or each opponent sacrifices a creature with the highest power among creatures they control. So yeah, very, very powerful card, guys. 24 landed here. I think it's actually going to be enough. I don't think we want 25. One of them is an Abandoned Mire. One of them is a Hostile Hostel as well. Kind of a forgotten about land. And honestly, forgotten about for a reason, right? I don't think it's going to do too much in here, but there might be that one-off game where it saves the day. Who knows? Maybe against like Control or something. So you can tap it for a colorless, or you can pay 1, tap it, sacrifice a creature, put a soul counter on Hostile Hostel. Then if there are 3 or more soul counters on it, remove those counters, transform it, then untap it, activate only as a sorcery. So it transforms into Creeping In, which is a 3/7 artifact creature horror construct. Whenever Creeping In attacks, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creature cards exiled with Creeping In, and then it's 4 mana to have Creeping In phase out, which is actually pretty neat, huh? A really sick way to protect itself then. Okay, some honorable mentions, and very important honorable mentions at that. Cult Conscript almost made the cut. Maybe it should be the Conscript over the Dream Thieves, but I don't know. I really like Dream Thief, and Cult Conscript can't help us draw, like if Sheoldred's on the board and stuff too. As though I don't have enough card draw in here, right? Honorable mention for a reason. Transmogrant Crown, it feels kind of weird not having at least one of these in here, especially since it's also an artifact that can be sacrificed to the Fanatical Offering or the Journal as well. So yeah, honorable mention for a reason, as I like to say. Vran Executioner Thane, same thing, dude. Kind of feels weird to not at least have a one of in here. Is that everything, guys? You know what I didn't go over? The bottom half and the back side of the journal. That could be important, dude, because it's not going to be unheard of to do this. So for 2 mana, you could tap this, discard your hand, transform to Tarrian's Journal here. So he transforms into Tomb of Aclazotz, the legendary land cave, taps for a black mana. You can tap this. You may cast a creature spell from your graveyard this turn. If you do, it enters the battlefield with a finality counter on it and is a vampire in addition to its other types. So realistically, you're probably not doing that until the late game, and at that point, your hand is probably going to have to fizzle out too, because you really don't want to discard like 4 cards out of your hand or something ridiculous, right? Unless there's something you really just need to cast back out, like maybe you really need a Sheoldred on that board state at that time or something, you know? Okay, guys, now that should be everything. Let's go ahead, hop into some ranked, and see how we do. Okay, we'll see if we can get right into that first game here. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? A little bit. I did some practice matches with this one for sure. As you guys know, I'm always a little nervous to play sacrifice builds. I find them very difficult to pilot. So some practice runs with the deck built up my confidence a little bit with the list. Yeah, this looks pretty good, huh? And we go first. Oh, also, guys, I modified the brand new Red Cat artwork a little bit. Let me know in the comments what you think of the modifications. We got the bell back. The bell is back around the neck. Journal, probably Underdog. Start with the swing. See if that island's chilling with a Fading Hope or something. They'd still want a Fading Hope or 2-drop if we had it, though. Or just hold back and do a Consider. Fading Hope, the Underdog. Okay. Okay, could be mono blue. We haven't seen too much mono blue. Okay. Well, I really don't want Braids to get countered. Make Disappear would be bad. Make Disappear hitting Underdog is much better. Let's start with that swing again. One gets through. Let's attempt the Underdog. Unfortunately, not playing to our mana, just playing around counter spells, right? They're thinking about it. Yeah, at the very least, if they counter the Underdog, then eventually we'll be able to blitz it back. Okay, third mana comes down. Ooh, Trespasser's good. I wonder if it's going to be Fanatical Offering for the turn, though. Get a treasure. Maybe, maybe Journal. Still trying to think, like, what would we not mind getting countered here? I guess Trespasser at this point. I'd rather Braids on the board against Mono Blue. For some reason, so let's get that counterspell number 1 out of their hand, right? And at least we actually have a board state here that's swinging through. Okay, Essence Scatter, yep. And yeah, like I said, I think we'd rather have Braids when it comes time against Mono Blue. Although, okay, Haughty Djinn, yep, they got the 1 mana open to protect it. Go for the Throat was a great draw, though. If we start with Fanatical Offering... Okay, there's a chance that they counter this, but we'll still get a treasure from the Freebooter and the Scry, which means we'll still have 2, and if they tap that island down, then our Go for the Throat can still get through because we're getting that treasure, right? So that seems pretty good, man. Get that Haughty Djinn off this board. Or they let this go through. Okay, do I mind more land? No, I think I like more land right now, right? I think so. I think so. Okay. There's the Hostile Hostel. We go... Really don't want that Braids to get countered, but I'll tell you what. I suppose we attempt it, right? Might as well get this down since the... I'm pretty sure the Go for the Throat isn't going to land this turn, and if they do counter Braids, maybe... Whoa! Braids lands on this board state, guys. That is good news, man. Let's get rid of that map token, no worries. Okay, we see a swamp off the top, and the opponent's at 12. Very nice. Oh, man. The game distracted me completely. Yeah. Anyways, about the modified new Red Cat art. The ears have been changed a little bit. The beard has been trimmed up a little bit as well, so definitely let me know what you guys think of the new additions. Haughty Djinn number 2's brutal, dude. Holy cow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a lot of land. Gix's command. Destroy each creature with power 2 or less. They could easily get those up to 3 by just playing one thing, right? Maybe let's start with Journal. We got some tough decisions, guys. I think I'm going to pop a land off of the Braids when it comes time. I don't think we need 6 land on the board anytime soon. Like 5 is fine. See, we wouldn't mind this being countered, because then at the very least we go for the Throat one of these Haughty Djinns. Okay, the negate happens. Then those are going up to 3/4. So they still hit both of these pretty well, but we do have to get rid of one, I would say. It's not like we have anything else in hand. And then, yeah, full swing's not worth it, because we really don't want to lose the Braids here. So no attacks. And I'm going to... Maybe it's Underdog. Like, I like going wide against Mono Blue, though, is the thing. But being able to blitz back Underdog could be really good. Okay. I'm going to go Underdog. I guess it makes a little bit more sense than popping a land, because the opponent might not need the land either, so they could easily pop a land too, and then we don't get anything from that. But in that scenario, they obviously want to keep the Haughty Djinn on the board, so... Oh no, more land. Oh, buddy, that's a lot. Okay, maybe I should have scried that away earlier. Okay, I can't imagine that this Gix's command is going to land. If we go Underdog, we could at the very least sacrifice it. Could sacrifice it to the Fanatical Offering, actually. Let's see what happens here. And then the Fanatical Offering's map can be sacrificed to the Braids. Okay, we can't swing in, well, maybe they... It is at instant speed. You know what? Maybe they don't block. I'm pretty sure they block, but you never know. Since we have 2 open. Okay, well, it's worth the shot, I would say. We draw on the Underdog. We draw 2 off the Offering. We get a map token. Okay, looks like they're letting it happen. It's happening. All right. Look at this hand, guys. Holy cow. So far, so good. We just, like, we should be a little bit afraid when it comes time for this Haughty Djinn to power up, right? Because they have 5 mana open, which probably means it's that 1/5. Yeah, flow of knowledge. There it is, man. They discard 2 cards, so this Haughty Djinn is getting pretty stocked up. Look at our hands right now, dude. That's so cool. Except they do have to discard 2. 5/4 Haughty Djinn. Good thing we got rid of 1 earlier. Moment of truth. Yep. Hopefully we're okay. I'm pretty sure we're okay. 1 into the grave. Okay, yep. Haughty Djinn's at a 7/4. I can't imagine they can get that to 18. You know what I mean? Okay, Terror. Yeah, yep. They're gonna start swinging. Thirst for discovery, bro. Okay, they got it up to 8. Okay, at least it didn't, like, soar up even higher. Because they discarded an island that time. Anyone's game. This is one of those matches, too, where it's like, if I would have played it out any different, and then maybe it would be a different circumstance right now completely. Okay, with 7 open here, Gix's command, at the very least, plays around to make disappear. Keep 2 black sources open to get the freebooters down, or whatever else we want, right? Alright, we attempt the Gix's command and see what happens. So first of all, we'll go for each opponent sacrifices creature with the highest power. And probably, I guess we're okay with the counters, maybe? Because we're not going to be swinging into the Terror. The trade would be bad. And the lifelink, or the lifelink isn't doing too much for us because we're potentially dead next turn regardless. Okay, well, there's the negate. So Haughty Djinn is at 9, so we need a blocker in the air. So first, I guess we go Freebooter, see if they have a counter for that as well. And it could also be Fading Hope too, so. Freebooter is probably the sacrifice. Have a treasure, but nothing to do with the treasure. Okay, we got an Essence Scatter out of their hand, and now we have the blocker in the air. Let's see if it's another Essence Scatter. Dude, we haven't seen too much mono blue. But we're putting up one heck of a fight, I'd say. So we are going to sacrifice a land to the Braids. Yeah, keep the Go for the Throat on top, just in case we can actually hit that Haughty Djinn. And I guess Fading Hope would end this. Fading Hope, bounce Dreamthief, swing 10 in the air. Unless... No, yeah. Yeah, Sheoldred on this board state earlier would have been wild, but I'm sure it would have been countered. I'm sure they were saving that essence scatter for a rainy day. Although they did draw a lot, so they could have drawn into it later on. Opponent has March of the Swirling Mist. Okay, that also does the trick, huh? Hey, good game, opponent. Great tempo plays for days there. That was a good match, and I think we really showcased this deck as well. Yeah, I think like that's a perfect game to say why we have all 4 Sheoldreds instead of 3, since it's legendary, right? But a lot of builds still run all 4 Sheoldreds just because it's ridiculous, regardless of like the draw power too. So that was cool. There's probably an order at some point, an order that we could have done a little bit differently to give us a slight advantage. Although for a good chunk there, I feel like we had a good advantage. Good opening hands too, huh? I don't mind these at all, man. Recruitment officer, okay. Could be in trouble. We will block if we have to. I mean, we'll take trades for days, man. Okay, now I'm concerned about the land because I feel like we did see a lot there in the middle of that last game. So I'm gonna send it. 3's fine for now. Especially with this hand and like the whole like Fanatical Offering can eventually help us draw as well, and Braids too, so we'll probably be drawing into a ton of land. Okay, Thalia Fanatical Offering is 3 mana now. They do not accept that trade, and I completely understand that. Can we outpace them? Do we swing? Probably not. We probably keep blockers back. And Underdog is obviously going to be blocking too. Yep, that's fine. Since they're on their 3rd mana, we have to anticipate like Brutal Cathar potentially. Or they might not be on their 3rd mana. They might miss it. Secluded Courtyard called Human, guys. This could be Boros Humans. It is Boros Humans. Nice. Okay. Anim would be sick, but yeah, Anim would be sick. Thalia's first strike gets through pretty nicely. If we double block the Thalia, is that worth our time? The trade into the Underdog and then the officer gets through? It's gonna be Knight Errant of Eos. Nice. Restock their hand with an Intrepid Adversary and a Hopeful Initiate. Looking scary, dude. Okay. Freebooter's great. If we like go wide here before the Braids, then we'll have Freebooter to sacrifice. More potential double blocks if we need to. Fanatical Offering, the tax on that's pretty rough right now. Okay, go a little wide with chump blockers. Opponent? We didn't even start the first timer. What on earth? All right. I mean, I'll take the victory. They're hard to come by. Well, GG, guys. GG. That would have been a fun one to play out, unfortunately. Who knows why they actually conceded, though, although we have had people concede from taking a bit of time before, so that wouldn't surprise me. GG. Maybe their pizza showed up. Ordered some pizza. The delivery guy came to the door. Okay. Opponent goes first. Like, these hands have been decent, I would say, right? Like a really good curve potentially in here. Hey, get out of my hand, opponent. No, not my journal. Darn it. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. A lot of 2-drops to draw into. Charming Scoundrel, huh? Okay. Rakdos? Interesting. That artwork for Duress is awesome. Holy cow. Really like that. I wonder if they accept this trade here. If they do, we ramp, which could be kind of ridiculous. Like, they got their ramp with their 2-drop already, but yeah, no, they take it. Get that Surveil on Dreamthief. I don't think we want that Swamp here, right? I can't get over that art. It's so cool, guys. Charming Scoundrel swing. We're gonna take that one. Successfully keeping some more damage on this board sounds good. Oh, Braids. Ooh. So they have 4 mana open, guys. I think we start with a swing. I think it's going to be Trespasser for the turn, too. And keep Braids as, like, a surprise for after this Sheoldred is established. How do we feel about that? Based on, like, the mana they're keeping open and everything, I like the ward on the Trespasser because they could easily be keeping this open for removal for our 3-drop, right? So if we play, like, Braids, and it was just like a go for the throat, then at the very least, Trespasser was going to punish them with that ward cost. Okay, Sheoldred hits their board state before us, but boy, do we got a hand here, dude. Wow. We can successfully swing in the air. Want to keep the Freebooter back for once the Braids hits this board, too. They know we have the Sheoldred as well. That one through. Get that Sheoldred down. So hopefully the removal doesn't hit before we get a little bit more value out of that Sheoldred. A little bit more life gain, right? Bonehorde Dracosaur. Dude, this deck looks terrifying, bro. Just Rakdos good creatures, the deck. I like it. 5th mana isn't bad. Start with the draw on the Drought before we play the Braids. Okay, more mana. Oh yeah, they're gonna cancel out all the life gain anyways. Because of their own Sheoldred. I wasn't even thinking about that. Probably fine. This is a problem, dude. That first strike is wild, man. I'm gonna keep the Freebooter around now. We don't need the ramp at all. A good example of where, like, Gix's command would really come into play. Keep the chump blocker back. Okay, no attacks. The Drought. And we draw off of Braids. Then we draw off of Drought. Oh! They go ahead and sacrifice their open treasure, so hopefully that means they don't have anything else on the top end that they wouldn't mind ramping into. Oh, they actually just get more treasure easily off of the Dracosaur anyways. Okay, okay. Duress. Yep, not hitting anything, luckily. Okay, Charming Scoundrel. Opponent's deck looks powerful. I really like it. Yeah, that's a problem, dude. We should probably chump. We should probably chump. Because we're at 15. We need removal for their Sheoldred and then just, like, gain a ridiculous amount. Okay, well. I guess we do have draws for days, but it's too bad that all that life gain's getting canceled out, huh? Alright, let's go for the Drought. Draw, lose 3 life, gain 2 life. Sheoldred number 2 isn't terrible. As a matter of fact, no, they probably just chump, right? If we swing with this Sheoldred, they probably chump it. Like, trading into that would be super unlikely. Are we, like we're okay with let's do this. Let's see what happens. A chump, yeah, that's what I figured, but you never know, right? If you can attempt the swing successfully, then it might be worthwhile, especially since we had a second Sheoldred in hand here. Okay. So let's start with the draw on the Faerie Dreamthief. Okay. See, we're still losing that one life, unfortunately. Get the Freebooter down. More chump blockers on the ground, and their Bone Horde Dracosaur is going to be a huge problem, huh? Let's see if they... Let's get rid of a Freebooter that we just played, actually. Let's see if they get rid of one of their creatures. Or if they just take the 2. They go ahead and get rid of Charming Scoundrel. Not bad. Okay, we definitely don't need a swamp. We don't need any more of that for sure. Treasure token chillin'. Yeah, if we got rid of the drought, we would have drawn, but they would have sacrificed the treasure for sure, where there was a chance that they wanted to keep their creature on the board, so maybe we could have gotten the free draw on Braids. Next turn, though, we're probably going to have to do drought instead. Swing just with the Dracosaur, down to 7. We're in trouble, guys. Need some removal for that Sheoldred. Actually, we need removal for the Dracosaur. Realistically, that's what we need removal for, but... Okay, Dreamthief. We technically still have a swing, probably a double block into the Sheoldred then. That could be fine, get rid of some of their creatures. Let's see what happens, because we're in trouble, guys. That Dracosaur is swinging in the air regardless. Until we find more... They do go for the double block. And like I said, it's not terrible for us. As we'll play our 7th, we have 3 open with Sheoldred number 2. Sacrifice... Actually... Okay. Dreamthief blocks in the air. Oh, get that swamp out of here. Gonna be the drought this time. We're gonna lose 1. Okay, they go ahead. Luckily, we still get the draw on that, and it's another swamp. Oh no, guys. I only have 24 in here, right? That's a lot of swamp, man. Although we are pretty late into the game. 1 to the bottom. 7 on board, 1 in hand, 2 in the grave. And no, that seems like a hefty amount. Okay, the chump. My turn. Do I do this? I guess we draw while we have the open mana. Use our treasure, because I don't think we're gonna need that treasure. Oh, cut down. Cut down isn't bad, but it doesn't hit the Sheoldred. Gix's Command. Oh, buddy, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. So, lifelink. So first of all, it's sacrifice's highest power. Lifelink. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Probably the Sheoldred. That's the 1. Dracosaur out of the equation. And we'll see where they end up blocking here. Because we could interrupt the block with the cut down. Okay, we sure do interrupt this block with the cut down. So I guess anything is fine. Because then we're going to go cut down onto Underdog. That's beautiful, dude. Holy cow, man. What a draw. But like, we've been drawing so heavily. Like, we only have 37 cards remaining, guys. Might as well play this. You know what? Freebooter, right? Because we get that scry. And I doubt they sacrifice their Sheoldred. It's gonna be a swamp off the draw. Fanatical Offering. I guess no, right? I guess? I don't know, man. Yeah, no, we could have sacrificed the treasure. I guess that's even more draw. Yeah, no, I guess that's fine. My original thought there was we don't really have great creatures to sacrifice to the offering, but since we were getting the treasure off the freebooter, that was totally fine to keep on top. Their own Gix's Command. They're gonna grab the Dracosaur back to hand. Dude, what a match, huh? This is awesome, opponent. We still have 3 go for the throats in this deck, though, so... Okay, a double block here. We'd lose both creatures and their shield would be gone. I don't think that's worthwhile, right? This poor Trespasser doing absolutely nothing, not being able to swing in against this beautiful board state that the opponent's been having. I think we died in the air, guys. So we can take their underdog. If we swing, we could get 3 through. We got a block on the ground though, regardless. So if they have removal in hand, but we got to get over the 5 for the Dracosaur. So we got to swing with 1 Trespasser. So I shouldn't have played that land yet, just in case they thought it was a combat trick, which I don't think they would have fallen for at all, right? If we go Braids onto a creature, they probably don't sacrifice a creature, but we should probably just like, we should probably guarantee the draw because they don't have an artifact. Okay, because yeah, this could have been... Oh, but then we draw and lost 2 to the Sheoldred too. But yeah, no, this could have been one of our go for the throats, right? It was a good game, man. It was a good time. So 3, they did find removal for one of them anyways. Even if we were able to stay ahead, we would have been forced to block, so would have been a super uphill battle, man. Hey, good game, opponent. Good stuff, dude. 36 minutes in. Let's go one more. I'm having fun with the build so far. It is about what I expected or what I anticipated. I'm glad I did some practice matches with this too. Sacrifice builds, man, they're real tough for me. It's not second nature for me at all for these sacrifice builds to try to optimize what's on the board, what we're willing to get rid of at what times. Like, so there's a lot going on, you know what I mean? So far so good though. It feels fine. I don't want to say like it feels powerful, you know what I mean? Because it's probably, as far as mono black goes, leaning towards the jank side of things, but like it also doesn't feel bad at all. So that's good. I'd love to see this journal do a little bit more. It is legendary, so like keeping a hand with 2 of them might be... Oh, well, Dreams of Steel and Oil. Good thing we have 2 journals, because I really want to see it do a thing here. That's funny, dude. Ooh, Trespasser was a good draw. Yeah, the draws seem to be really good here, huh? So here's the question, right? Do we go journal, just like activate it right away? Do we go for the draw right away is the question. I guess, yeah, let's do it. Because we could draw more of our top end. Sure. I should probably keep some form of removal since we were so desperate for removal in that last game. Even though cut down might not hit a whole lot. Well, it does hit underdog. That's good news. Use the treasure or save the treasure? Let's save the treasure because we could still see like Sheoldred off the top. We do not, but I still think that was worth it. We could also sacrifice it to journal. We could sacrifice it to Fanatical Offering. 2, only 1 open, but map. Be good. Like, how much do we prioritize? I guess for the turn, this is the best play, but like, yeah, how much do we prioritize drawing before we see like one of our Sheoldreds or something? But like, getting rid of their underdog permanently was probably better than a bunch of draws, right? I hope. Okay, Life of Toshiro, gain a little bit. Freebooter, great draw, dude. Okay, well, we probably start with the swing. We'll grab that, no worries. And I think we're just gonna play out creatures, actually, guys. I'm not even gonna activate the journal this turn, since the opponent doesn't have too much in terms of like blockers right now, just like getting as much down as possible. Like 7 damage on the board for a couple turns could be wild. 3rd mana comes down. Yeah, Journal can only be activated as a sorcery, unfortunately. So if they do want to hit something here, we can't activate Journal in response. Liliana, okay. Okay, so luckily we're not going to be put into... Oh no, our Fanatical Offering. That's okay. Just double swing at the Liliana. I'm going to want to draw on the Journal or activate Journal, right? We could activate Journal for the turn. Maybe we don't want to do that, though. We definitely want to take Liliana out of the equation. I know that much. No way out, huh? Cool. Okay, so that took a lot of pressure off of their face. Let's see what we draw. We get the Scry on the Freebooter. Oh my goodness, dude. Gix's Command. Do I keep that on top? That's something we need. We should probably keep it on top. Plug that into our hand. We do have the 5 mana for it. However, if they play another Liliana and +1, I'd rather get rid of the swamp, right? So I should keep the swamp in hand. Life of Tashira flips. A little chump blocker for him. Graveyard Trespasser for 3. Picks up 2 things in our grave. Gains 2 life. Not bad, man. Back up to 18. Mono black versus mono black. For the last game seems pretty good. But unfortunately, the Gix's Command might be a nail in the coffin, bro. So we want to do... Actually, just like life gain could be wild too. Nah, let's wipe their board instead of the life gain. That's fine, that's fine. Each opponent sacrifices, and then swing for 7. And then pick up their graveyard. Trespasser, Liliana. Down to 17, down to 10. Okay. I hope that I made the right decision and not plugging counters onto one of these and going for lifelink. Because they would have had the chump block if they wanted. We would have gained some life back, but like we're chilling at a good life total already. The big thing there would have been just extra counters on our creature. On their 4th, going to be Obliterator, but we got that Go for the Throat in hand. Oh, buddy, that's brutal stuff, man. Go for the Throat, exactly what we wanted to see. Grab that Obliterator. Oh, yeah, GG opponent. GG. I was checking our graveyard to make sure we didn't have any creatures, which I suppose if we wanted to optimize the amount of damage for that turn, we could have played our Underdog, right? We could have activated Journal, sacrificed Underdog, picked up their Obliterator, picked up our Underdog, which would have been silly, right? But it would have been 2 extra damage, which would have been 9 total damage then. But I don't think we needed 9. I think the 8 was definitely enough there, unless they had like a second Obliterator in hand or something. Even then, if we were wide enough to swing by it anyways. Nice. Great final game, dude. That was awesome. 43 minutes in. Let's go over the deck list one more time. Got one of the quests done too, right at the end here. Beautiful stuff, man. We got 3 victories today? Oh no, that's weekly wins. Did we only win twice today? That's a little surprising to me because I feel like the deck overall did pretty good. How many games? How many games did we play then? I don't know, man. Recently, I've been getting so lost in all the games. I have no clue what's happening. So here's the deck list again, guys. Man, Gix's Command, huh? I'll tell you what. Yeah, you could successfully drop the Deepest Betrayal and just go up the second Gix's Command and probably be pretty happy about it, right? You got the 24 land, felt like enough. I wouldn't go up any, and I definitely wouldn't go up any, first of all. But I don't think I would drop any either. Based on what we saw today, it's pretty mana hungry overall. Like there's plenty of turns where we don't mind doing multiple things, or even for that matter, if you do get like 6 mana, it wouldn't be unheard of to do like 2-3 mana things on the same turn or something in a build like this. So yeah, 24 is totally fine. Wouldn't go up any, wouldn't go down any. The Deepest Betrayal could be the second Gix's command, but also if you like this card, it is probably going to be fine. Would have liked to see it today though, huh? The Journal. Maybe we want to go down to 2 of these and go up one of our honorable mentions, or just like more spot removal at that point, man. Against that Rakdos deck, a 4th Go for the Throat would have gone a long way. Or if you're concerned that there's a lot of artifacts floating about or something, you could go up like an Infernal Grasp or just another piece of spot removal. I could totally see that. Dropping a Journal, going up another piece of spot. I did like the Drought. It wasn't bad, and it seems to fit this theme very nicely. The deck in general kept our hand nice and stocked, as you would expect from so many cards that draw us more cards, right? The Offering, the Drought, the Journal, the Dreamthief's bottom ability, the Braids draws us cards as well. So, yep, kept our hand nice and stocked up, which seemed pretty good. Actually, just really liked the Trespasser. Again, it doesn't really fit the sacrifice theme, but it also kind of sort of does, like where you are plugging your creatures into the grave, and you're going to have to find that balance of, well, do I actually want to use those creatures' abilities in the grave, or do I just want to gain some life and deal some damage off of the Trespasser's ability too? Yeah, I like all 4. Plus, it's just like such a value card. If you drop this for a different 3-drop, then part of the power level of the deck is probably going to drop off too, regardless of what synergy you think you might be adding, right? Like if you drop a couple of these and go up like a 3rd Braids and maybe another thing that works with the sacrifice theme, well, that could work, because at least, at the very least, you'll still have a couple Trespassers in as well. Okay, I could see it. I could. But I do like all 4. Just ridiculously powerful, you know? Sheoldred, if we could play 6 of them, we probably would, right? Yeah, I think I think we don't have to justify Sheoldred. That's what I think. No, it's always been a gross card, always been ridiculously powerful. But in a deck like this where you're just drawing so much, I mean, you could, man, I would have loved to go up against some mono red. Well, maybe I wouldn't have, because what if we didn't get our Sheoldred in time? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a big thing, because by turn 4, you're sweating big time. And so you actually have to have some kind of setup for that life gain right away, which in this deck wouldn't be unheard of. Turn 4, play your Sheoldred, activate like Journal on your Freebooter, and then have a Go for the Throat open off of the treasure token. Like, those lines of play are very real in this deck. So yeah, I guess technically, that would have been sick to go up against some mono red. So yeah, overall more testing required. Had a lot of fun with this one. As always, sacrifice builds are pretty tough for me to run, but I feel like I didn't do a terrible job with this one overall. I definitely had to think through some of the plays though. Oh, Hostile Hostel. What do you guys think of this? You could totally just go up a swamp. No worries. Like, you don't have to craft the Hostile Hostel. But, you know, if you had one laying around, then maybe try it out. See if it ever does a thing. I guess you never know. And yeah, in those longer games, might really come in handy. Or maybe you really need to sacrifice one of your creatures. I don't know, for that, in that moment, maybe some ramp off a freebooter or something, right? So now it wouldn't be ramp right away, because it does cost 1 to activate, but still, you guys know what I mean. Guys, if you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. Holy cow. You know what I forgot to bring up, because we skipped a large section of the intro? We do have that Discord link and the Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. I should probably bring that up somewhere in the middle of the video, is probably like the most optimized section. I'll try to remember for the next ones, hopefully. Either way, guys, hey, I'll see y'all in the next video.